You're in a meeting, and someone's crushing their presentation. Every slide lands, every answer's sharp. Then they reach for their coffee and knock it over. It spills across the table, a little gasp. They laugh, mop it up, keep going. And here's the strange part. You don't think less of them. If anything, you like them a little more. That reaction makes no sense on paper. They just made a mistake in front of everyone. Mistakes are supposed to cost you. We spend our whole lives trying to hide them, rehearsing so nothing slips, smoothing every edge. But that spilled coffee did something the flawless slides couldn't. It made you trust them. There's a name for this and a reason. And once you see it, you can't unsee it. Psychologists call it the Pratfall effect. A pratfall is a clumsy, harmless little stumble. Under the right conditions, it makes you more likable. Not less, more. But there's a catch buried in it. A catch that flips the whole thing around. We'll get there. First, the moment it was caught. Back in the 60s, a researcher ran a simple test. He recorded someone answering a set of hard questions. The person did brilliantly, nearly every answer right. Clearly sharp, clearly the real deal. Then, in one version of the tape, that same person clumsily spills a cup of coffee, fumbles it all over a brand new suit. Two groups listened, same genius answers. One group heard the spill, one didn't. Then everyone rated how likable the person was. You'd expect the clumsy one to score worse. They did the same thing, plus a mess, but it came out backwards. The one who spilled the coffee was liked more. Same brilliance, one tiny flaw, more warmth. So the mind is doing something quietly here, and this is where the catch shows up, because the study didn't stop at the genius. They ran it again with an average person. Someone who answered the same questions, but mediocre. Nothing impressive, just fine. Then that average person spills the same coffee, same fumble, same stained suit. And this time, the spill hurt them. People liked the clumsy average person less. Read that gap again, slowly. Same mistake, opposite result. On the expert, the flaw was charming. On the average person, it was just a mess. So the pratfall effect isn't about being clumsy. Clumsiness alone earns you nothing. It's about what the flaw does to competence. And that's the door into the why. Think about the last time someone seemed flawless. The colleague who never fumbles a single word. The friend whose life looks airbrushed online. Notice what that perfection actually makes you feel. Not warmth, a little distance, a quiet sense that they're not quite reachable. Competence impresses you, but it holds you at arm's length. It's a wall, and the wall is smooth. There's nothing on it your hand can grip. Now the coffee spills, and suddenly there's a crack in the smooth wall, a handhold, a way in. The flaw is the thing you can finally hold on to. It says, I'm skilled, but I'm still one of you. Your mind reads that instantly without words. The distance collapses. The person becomes reachable. That's the mechanism, not the mistake itself. The mistake closes a gap, the competence opened, which is why it does nothing for the average person. There was no intimidating distance to close. No wall, so the crack is just a crack, just a stain on an ordinary shirt. But there's a second thing happening, deeper down. Perfection doesn't just create distance. It quietly makes us suspicious. Think of a photo that's been retouched too much. You can't name what's wrong, but you feel it. Something in you whispers, this is a performance. We know underneath that nobody is flawless. So, a flawless surface reads as effort being hidden, a mask, something being managed for our benefit. And then the coffee spills. The mask slips, and for a second, it's just them. It's unmanaged, unedited, real. That flash of realness is what we actually trust. Not the competence, the proof it isn't an act. So, here's the line worth remembering. We don't trust people who seem perfect. We trust people who are clearly not hiding. The flaw isn't a cost you pay. It's evidence there's nothing behind the curtain. Now, the catch you were promised. Because this is exactly where people get it wrong. They hear this and start manufacturing flaws. Fishing in interviews with, I just work too hard. Stumbling on purpose, fumbling for effect. It backfires every single time. A staged flaw is still a performance, and a performance is the exact thing we distrust. Worse, the flaw has to be harmless. Spill your coffee, and you're endearingly human. Miss the one fact your whole job depends on, and no amount of charm saves you. The pratfall only works next to real competence, and only when the flaw doesn't touch that competence. So the takeaway isn't make more mistakes. It's simpler and harder. First, actually be good at the thing. There's no shortcut past that part. Then stop sanding off the small human edges. The nervous laugh, the honestly, I forgot his name, the admission you got that first draft wrong. You've been hiding the very things that build trust. Let the coffee spill, don't wipe your voice clean. If this reframed one thing for you, subscribe. That's the whole trade the mind is offering. Be excellent, then let people see you're human. Not flawless, not fake clumsy, just real and good. The wall was never the thing they warmed to. It was the crack where they could finally reach you.